Hey guys, DotM here. I got deck of the month up. Now I'll say this right away before I start, is that the deck I know is not going to be really good because not a lot of you even play it, except for probably a few people who just want to play for fun. It's kind of good at locals, not fantastic or anything, at least for regionals, but I just kind of put it up because one of the 3 decks I was going to run is not good enough yet. They're not all complete, and they don't have the cards to make them even competitive or better. So, I had to sacrifice or compromise with this deck, and I'll show you it and get some music going here. But I will say though that I know it's not what you would probably want as deck of the month of July, but had to do with it. So here we go. Start up the deck here. Alright, and let you know, deck of the month is Ancient Gears. And like I said, I know it's not that awesome, but hey. So, now, start off with 3 Ancient Gears. Use just as a card just to mess with your opponent a little bit, like make them wonder why you even play it, or if you're a noob, but you're not really a noob if you know how to play this deck, right? And pretty awesome. You can use it for discard cost, or just to simply use for a card I'll show you later. So, he's just kind of good. 100, I know is weak, but you can put him in defense, just make him 800, so pretty awesome. Heavy Mech support platform. What you use this for is it's a union monster. I know unions are not that awesome amongst a lot of people in this format with synchro summons and stuff, but if you look at WKDad1's Zeta Reticulant deck, that is fierce, and shout out to him by the way. But anyways, Heavy Mech support platform, use it. It's a union, makes the machine monster you have with 500 attack and defense, and if it's destroyed, this is destroyed in place. So any sort of way that, by the way. 2. Cyber Phoenix. Use this because it just draw power in attack position. It protects your monsters or your machine type monsters from being targeted by spell trap cards, and that is not once per turn. That is pretty much all the time, and it's pretty awesome. And if it's destroyed, you get a draw card, so it's pretty awesome if it attacks or it is attacked. So next, 2 Ancient Gear Soldiers. I run this because it's a search target for a giant rat, and it's just a little beater. But just for all Ancient Gear monsters, if they attack, only ones this does not apply to is Ancient Gear Knight, but all their effects always apply to when they attack. Your opponent can activate any spell or trap cards until the end of the damage step, which is pretty much finished, by the time when you're done attacking, so it's done. Anyways, Giant Rat. Yeah, he's not Ancient Gear quite yet. Giant Rat, he searches out Soldier and searches out Engineer in this deck because he just comes under the limit, and Giant Rat's just pretty good, and set it face down and opponent attacks into it, bam, you get a monster. So next, 3 Ancient Gear Knight. Now, he's the only one that does not have the effect right away where he attacks, your opponent can activate anything. You actually have to second summon him because he's a Gemini, so otherwise he's pretty good as 1800, and he just kind of hits your opponent in the face with 1800. It's pretty great. So even if Stratos, Laquari, and attacks anything under it. So next, 2 Ancient Gear Engineer. What you do is let's say you summon him and your opponent activates Bottomless Trap Hole, he negates that card and destroys it. So actually he's the one who beats Bottomless Trap Hole in this game. And he's the only one of the tribute ones that can be special summoned by Giant Rat, but I mean that's actually pretty sweet. And when he attacks, you can destroy a spell or trap card for free with this guy. I mean that's awesome. So if they don't activate Threatening Roar and they just leave it there, if you attack and decide to destroy that, it's gone. 2 Ancient Gear Beast. Now if this destroys any monster by battle, that monster's effect will not activate no matter what. So that's pretty much the Legendary Jutsu Master, Magical Merchant, Man-Eater Bug, Card Trooper, all those fancy other cards that activate by battle. Keeper's Servant, you have to actually have higher attack in order to destroy him. Guard, and Reichel, all those other fancy cards, they're just negated. So, I mean, he beats them pretty much. 2 Ancient Gear Gadjiltron Dragon. He's pretty much only Ancient Gear of high enough attack points to be special summoned without restriction, that is, by Gear Town. So it's pretty sweet, 3000 beater. He just hits anything that is sadly not stronger than him, so pretty sweet. 2, Ancient Gear Golem. Now what this is in here is just because it pierces, and it's mainly awesome for, because he looks cool, he's like, Argh. But anyways, pretty sweet, and I have to say he's pretty good if you can play him right, so. Now, that's it for the monsters. Now onto the spells. Magical Mallet. This is here to shuffle in your golems for later use for another card I'll show you. But otherwise, this just helps get rid of bad hands and stuff if you ever get them. So, remember that, if. Ancient Gear Drill. What this does is if you discard, you can only activate this if you control an Ancient Gear face up on the field, but that's not a matter really, because all the monsters except for 4, I believe, are Ancient Gears. So what you do is you play this and you discard a card and then get a spell card, put it face down. You cannot activate it right away, or if it's destroyed by like heavy that same turn purposely by you or something, then you won't get its effect, especially like Gadjiltron or anything, if it just has a kind of the effect, But otherwise, it's kind of good if you want to get something right away. Ancient Gear Factory. Now what this does is it allows you to special or normal summon these guys without tributing monsters, technically, in a way. What you do is you select a monster, so let's say Ancient Gear Golem, show your opponent, you remove Ancient Gears in your graveyard from play that equal to the level of this monster doubled. So this, if this was level 16, it's not, you have to actually remove Ancient Gears that the level is at up to 16 to normal summon this. I know it kind of sucks, but it actually is kind of nice if you do not have any other option. I mean, so if your only way out, then you have to activate it. So you have to remove Ancient Gears from your graveyard that their levels add up to 16, then normal summon this guy. So that's how it works. Ancient Gear Explosive, just a way to top your opponent off, or to kill him, I mean. What you do is you target the face up Ancient Gear, and then destroy it and inflict half of its attack to your opponent. Ancient Gear Workshop allows you to get back any Ancient Gear in your graveyard and add it to your hand. That's pretty simple. No level, no attack restriction, whatever. It's not like Dark Eruption or, I'm trying to think of something other. But that's it. So it's kind of like Warrior Turning Alive. So Ancient Gear Fist. I know it's an equip card, but it's good. What you do is you play it, and whenever you attack a monster, it destroys it at the end of the damage step. The Ancient Gear, of course, it's equipped with this, so it gets rid of anything. So goodbye to Marshmallow and the Spirit Reaper, Ancient Gear Tank. What this allows you to do is gain 600 attack to the Ancient Gear monster, and if this is destroyed, it inflicts 600 damage to your opponent, so you'll be careful before they destroy it if they're near death. Ancient Gear Castle. What it does is it allows all face-up Ancient Gear monsters to gain 300 attack right away, and pretty much you can, for each counter on this card, which is gained by normal summon or set from your opponent, and you can distribute this card in place of monsters instead. So Spell Gear. Now what this does is you send 3 Ancient Gear cards, any cards, and right away you can therefore summon Ancient Gear Golem from your hand and deck, and you have to have the other one in the deck and the other one in the hand, just so you know. Ignoring special summoning conditions, and destroy all monsters you control, and you cannot normal summon or set until the next turn. But special summons are allowed. Monster Reborn, it's obvious. Giant Trunade, it's actually kind of nice when you use Ancient Gear Drill, because then you can use the card right away, since it's back in the hand. Terraforming, just search out Kazam. 4 spells, field spells. This because you just gain 500 attack as all Ancient Gears at 5 or are Earth attribute. These because if this card is destroyed, then you can get an Ancient Gear monster from your deck, hand, or graveyard and special summon it, except for Golem, sadly. And otherwise, it also allows you to summon Ancient Gears with 1 less tribute required, so you can summon Golem for 1, Gadjiltron for 1, Ancient Gear Beast and Engineer for nothing, actually. So it's pretty sweet. Next, negate attack. Oh, by the way, traps, by the way, sorry. Negate attack, here just because it allows you to negate attack, obviously, because its name is hat. And magical hats. Now, if you do not know what this does, you can only activate this during your opponent's battle phase. But you take, in the attack, you take 1 monster and 2 non-monster cards from your deck. So in this case, it would be 2 Gadjiltrons. You shuffle them, put them face down, and if they're destroyed, whether or not by battle, then you get, well, in this case, your town activates actually, because all it has to do is be destroyed and sent to the graveyard, and you get a free monster. So it's actually pretty sweet, and that's why it's in there. So sorry this deck was not as super as fantastic as you probably wanted it to be. I have a Lightsworn deck, but that thing sucks terribly. So that's pretty much it, guys, and peace out.